Radha Krishna Gopna Sam Kund Radha Kund Vrindavan Dham ki jai, Navadvip Dham ki jai, Ganga Mai ki jai, Jamuna Mai ki jai, Dwarka Dham ki jai, Swami Bhaktivinoda ki jai. All glories to the all glories to the Thank you very much.
Hare Krishna, dear devotees, please accept our humble obeisances. All glories to Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Guru Deva, and all glories to Samul Vaishnavi devotees.
Smasa Adeprabhu, your voice is low.
It's low?
Yeah, very low.
Is it still low?
A little bit better. It can be better than this.
All right. Let me check what's wrong here.
Hare Krishna, NITYA KISHORE Mataji.
Hare Krishna, good morning from Chile, South America.
Wow. Good to see you.
Good to see you too. Okay, let's start.
Yes, we can. The Sadeprabhu is still trying to sort it out. I guess he's still trying to start out. Yes, if you're ready, dear devotees.
I am ready.
Okay, good. Hare Krishna, dear devotees, welcome to today's Srimad Bhagavatam class. Today we are honored to have a grace. NITYA KISHORE does to give us a discourse on Srimad Bhagavatam today. NITYA KISHORE is not a new person to us. She's our sister. She's with us. So we'll go into today's test. So, Mother, since you're ready, we'll put the verse on the screen and you can start.
Okay. You put the verse on the screen, please.
Yes, I'm doing that.
Okay. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayana Namaskritya. Naram Chaiva Narottamam. Devim Saraswatim Vyasam. Tato Jayam Udirayet. Srimad Bhagavatam 2.7.30. Krinita yadyat upapandam mamushyamata shulbham sutasya natutat tadamushyamati yajrim bhatosya vadane bhuvanani gopi samvikshya sankita mana pratibodhitasita. Synonymous. Grihita, by taking up, yat, whatsoever. Upandam, upabandham, ropes for tying. Amusya, his, mata, mother, shulbham, ropes, sutasya, of her son, not, nu, to, however, tatat, by, and by. Amusya, his, mati, was sufficient, yata, that which, Churimbhata, opening the mouth, Asya, of him, Vadane, in the mouth, Bhuvanani, the worlds, Gopi, the cowherd woman, Samviksha, so seen it, Shankita Mana, doubtful in mind, Pratibodhita, convinced in a different way, as it was so done. Translation by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. When the cowherd woman, Krishna's foster mother Yashoda, was trying to tie the hands of her son with ropes, she found the rope to be always insufficient in length. And when she finally gave up, Lord Krishna by and by opened his mouth, wherein the mother found all the universe situated. Seeing this, she was doubtful in her mind, but she was convinced in a different manner of the mystic nature of her son. When one day Lord Krishna was the naughty child disturbed his mother Yashoda, and she began to tie up the child with ropes just to punish him. But no matter how much rope she used, she found it always insufficient. Thus she became fatigued. But in the meantime, the Lord opened his mouth, and the affectionate mother saw within the mouth of her son all the universes situated together. The mother was astonished, but out of her deep affection for Krishna, she thought that the Almighty Godhead Narayan had kindly looked after her son just to protect him from all the continuous calamities happening to him. Because of her deep affection for Krishna, she could never think that her very son was Narayan, the personality of Godhead himself. That's the action of Yoga Maya, the internal potency of the Supreme Lord, which acts to perfect all the pastimes of the Lord with his different types of devotees. Who could play such wonders without being God? Vandeham Shri Gurum Shri Juta Padakamalam Shri Gurum Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahaganara Gunatam Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakam Vitamscha Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhyevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Which canto is with? This is 2-7. This is second canto, 2-7-30th, the cosmic manifestation. Okay, thank you. Can you put there the verse, please? Okay, very good. Okay, let's talk to you something that maybe not so many people are talking, so then you can have more information or more knowledge about Vrindavanadam, Parikrama, and Krishna Lila when you hear this in Vrindavan. Because I live in India for the past 15 years, and I had been to Vrindavana Parikrama for five years in a row, like walking in the Parikram. And this is a very, very important, very incredible experience. It really can change people's feelings about Krishna, and it really can become a reality in your life, that your identity become a Krishna devotee identity, like in the depth of your heart, when you walk and chant and listen to the pastimes in Vrindavanadam. This activity changes everything, changes you inside out. Is different. Do this is just like it's very interesting. Do this is like to advance. I believe many lives. So when people go to Vrindavana, they shouldn't go only, oh, I'm going here to the Krishna Balaram Mandir and then I clap. These are so beautiful. This is very nice. So many people, and then there is there is the bakery, and there is MVT, and then I go to make some shop. Oh, this is nice. It's very good. But when you go on Parikrama, your experience changed. and parikrama is out of rather that Raman Reti, and Raman Reti is the city practically not when Prabhupada bought this land. When Prabhupada won this land. This was a very far place, you know, but nowadays is the center of Vrindavan and Mathura, so it is different. But when you do parikrama, you are going very far from the city. You're going very far from cars on, or you know, all this noise, and you go to like where Krishna was really walking, touching the place with his feet, where Radharani was sitting, when he was sitting. And you know, if you do this one time, two times, three times, it's really a changing, is a transformation. You see you transform your feelings, because this is what should happen to us when your heart, our heart is transformed from inside. That I felt, and so many devotees that I interviewed, because I was organizing parikrama in Vrindavana for 2 years, from Europe or from other countries, like, what do you think about that? And then it's just like, is like to bring home one bag full of jewelry, valuable jewelry. It's like, this is the feeling when you feel like you feel so rich, and then you see so many possibilities, and you're so excited in life. Like you have, you know, even Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when he was trying to give an example, he said, you know, a man who has a very valuable jewel, and then he thinks a lot of things about this jewel is so valuable, and then it is millions of dollars, blah, blah, blah. And then he makes so many plans, then he has that, and then he's so excited, he's so happy. And then all of a sudden he lost. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave this example when he was dreaming with Krishna, and then when he just wake up, and then it's not there. So this devotee that I interviewed from Europe, he left the body some time ago. Not so old. He was not so old. And then he said, it's like I'm bringing home like a bag of jewelry. I see so many possibilities. I feel so comfortable. I feel so happy. And I feel so close to Krishna as a person. Krishna is a reality, Radharani is a reality, and the Leela is a reality. Leela is not something funny and cute and oh my God, hi Krishna baby, yeah, so beautiful. And then you see pictures of Radharani. Sometimes Radharani is very sensual. It's not possible Radharani to be sensual because she was a kid. So it's not possible to be sensual, but people paint Radharani's pictures sensually, then they show, and then we choose, this I like this picture, I like this paint so much. So, in Krishna, I like this paint or that paint, or so when you go on parikrama and walk every day and you go to places, you pay obeisances. And then you embrace the trees. And then you put your head in the tree, on the tree. And then you pray to Krishna's grace upon you, to your future, to your life. You pray to be attached to the holy names. You pray to really progress in spiritual life, to love the Vaishnavas, to love Prabhupada. You pray to the trees of Vrindavanadam. You embrace the trees. And sometimes we roll in the sand, you know, like that. And then we become full of sand. And also your life is very simple during the parikrama. No good clothes. Nobody's beautiful. Everybody's ugly. Everybody's full of dust. The hair are not good. Everything is a mess. When the body is not present, the worried with the body is not present on parikrama. It's not there. The body is out, and the mind gets like, wow, when I'm living here, and then you tell the mind you are not go anywhere. You here on parikrama, and we are doing parikrama for 30 days, and 3 o'clock in the morning, there is announcement, not announcement. This is a sound system testing at 3 o'clock every single day. So you are in the camp, and then the guy started to test the sound for the Mangalarati at 3 a.m. maximum 3:15. And then his sound system testing is Shri Radhe, Shri Radhe, Shri Radhe. And you can't believe, just like it's 3 o'clock. And it's so high volume, but this is Radharani's name, and then you have to just do it. And then you get your bucket, and you go to your place, and then you take a bath. And this is very simple. And it's, you know, it's like, of course, you're not a Vrajavasi, you can't live like that all the time. You have a different life. But when you are there doing this, it's just like to experience a Vrajavasi life. This is what they say. And then you start to listen, like, you know, this pastime that we are hearing right now. Actually, this pastime specifically has a lot of details and a lot of emotions. And usually we hear this pastime in Badrinath, in Vrindavan. Badri is not Badrinath, it's Badri. Yeah, it's Badrinath. It's Badrinath Vraja, they say. Because Badrinath is in Himalayas, but there is a pastime where Nanda Maharaj and his folks, you know, his friends, they wanted to go there for purification, to see Lord Badri in the Himalayas. And Krishna said, no, you don't go anywhere, because all the sacred places, they are here. And then Krishna manifested Badrinath in Vraj. So they say this is not actually, this is the original Badrinath in Vraj, in Vrindavanadam. And actually, Badrinath is a very special place in Vraj, where they have one lake. And in this lake is called Tapasya Lake. This lake is a very, very special lake, which has an extremely cold water, like you were in the Himalayas. And when you come inside and you come outside, you changed. You're another person, completely different. And I was there with my family, with my daughters, and me and my eldest daughter. We told each other, tomorrow we are going to take bath in Tapasya Kunda. The name is Tapasya Kunda, okay? We are taking bath in Tapasya Kunda. We were there in the camp, and we said, well, tomorrow we're taking bath in Tapasya Kunda. And then we woke up very early in the morning, and then it was like 4 a.m. It was very, very cold. And we went there, and then we took a bath. It's just like, the soul goes out of the body. And so we went there, and then we merged ourselves in Tapasya Kunda 1, 2, 3 times. And you don't say anything. You don't scream. You don't say. You don't make jokes. It's not like that. It's a very serious thing. It's a ceremony. So we went there. We took a bath, and then we pay our obeisances. We gave our prayers, and then you come out, and then we started to walk and to the camp, me and her, side by side. And then my husband said, like, guys, I saw you and I couldn't recognize you. You look like 2 yogis, not like two human beings. So it means that you go inside the lake as a human being, a normal, and then you come out, you're not a human being anymore. You become a yogi just by, merging yourself inside the lake. So this is the blessings and the mystical side of spiritual advancement, and what is in Vrindavanadam there for us to get. like in Govardhan. Also, you do Govardhan Parikrama, you go one person, you come out somebody else, you develop a relationship with Govardhan. You pray to Govardhan, you develop love for Govardhan, you dream with Govardhan, you see Govardhan in your dreams, you just think about Govardhan, you have very deep feelings about Govardhan. You develop those feelings. So these parikramas, and listen to Krishna Lila, how we're listening right now, but listen to Krishna Lila in the Holy Dham is 10,000 times more potent. This is what the books are saying. I don't know if you know, but I was marketing coordinator for Navadvipa Mandala Parikrama for almost 10 years. So I had to read 10 books about Navadvipa Dham. And then because of this service, I did service also for Vrindavana and Puri, all those parikramas. So then you come to know how the parikramas, how they work in the people's psychic, in the people's consciousness, and why the Indians, they go on parikrama. They go in parikrama like anything. And I was thinking, after going parikrama so many years, I was like, oh my God, now I understand why the Indians going a lot on parikrama. Because on parikrama, you solved all your mental, psychology, and body issues by walking on parikrama. And upon that, besides that, you also get a very, very quick attachment to Krishna. Because actually, this is the goal, isn't it? The goal is to be attached to Krishna. Not artificially, not something that's only my mind, but actually, I'm not sure, about my feelings or about my fate. I'm not sure about that. So to solve this issue, you just go on parikrama. Navadvipa Mandala Parikrama, or Puri Parikrama, or Vrindavana Parikrama. But here in this verse in Bhagavatam now that we read, it's about Yashoda and Krishna. And like we always talk about Radharani, Radha Krishna, and then you see all the paintings, and then we see only one paint about Yashoda with Krishna in the lap, and then this is so beautiful, this is very nice, but actually, in Vrindavana Dham, Yashoda is very, very important figure in Krishna Lila. Yashoda is everything for Krishna. Yashoda and Krishna has a very intimate, beautiful, nice, incredible love in relationship. Actually, it's okay, Radha and Krishna, it's also there in Vrindavana Dham, but Yashoda and Krishna and baby Krishna, they are very much celebrated, especially because Damodara Lila is about Krishna and Yashoda, their feelings, their relationship. When a mother, many times the mother is alone with the kid. So many things that the kid does, people, they don't say, they don't see it. The mother see it. So this is the reason why Mother Yashoda and Krishna, they have, this is very close, like how they look at each other. And when Krishna starts to progress from the baby to then a small kid, and then more bigger things that he starts to do, or for example, in Damodar Lila, it was the first time that Krishna woke up by himself. When Damodar Lila happened, it was the first time that Krishna woke up by himself. Before, Yashoda was always singing for him a song for him to wake up. Do you know this song? It's in Brajabasi language, and the song is Uti Uti Gopala Nanda Yashoda Dula Uti Uti Gopala. This is very famous. Uti means stand up, wake up, Uti. So Mother Yashoda was singing for Krishna to wake up. Uti Uti Gopala. Then when you hear that, you never forget that. That Mother Yashoda was singing for Krishna to wake up. So this time where the Damodar Lila happened, he woke up without that call, you know. And then so this is the reason he went there, and then he was pushing her, and you know, he was upset, and then because she was giving more attention to the milk than to him, because she was singing for him, you know, singing and like that, and he was so happy. He was sucking, you know, the milk from her breasts, and then she was singing, and they were that's that time of this moment of mother and son. And then she remembered that the milk was on fire and was boiling, and then it was like, you know, coming in on the fire, and then she said, oh my God, and then she put him out of her lap and went there to save the milk. And then he got angry. And then what he did, he threw stones in her pots with ghee, and then, you know, he did a big mess. He was very angry, and then when he saw what he did, he thought, I am in trouble. And then he ran away. And when she came back from the kitchen, the mess was done. And then she said, he's really doing what my Gopis friends are telling me that he is doing. He's going to houses, he's stealing butter, he is doing so many bad things in people's house. And today I'm punishing you, Gopal. And then she was determined to punish him. And then he went running, she was running behind, and everybody, all the villagers were laughing. Where is my Mother Yashoda is doing is behind Krishna? And then they were just like, oh my God, what is happening? You know, like this confusion. And well, there are so many details about these pastimes in the book called Damodara Vrata. Damodara Vrata, Kartika Vrata, Damodar Lila. This is a book from Bhakti Purushottama Swami. He wrote this book. This is very, very important book. All devotees have to read this book, because in this book give all the details about this pastime, the importance of these pastimes, and there are so many arguments. There is a study about, and the presentation, you know, about Krishna. This is a special Lila and Kartika Vrata in this book of Bhakti Purushottama Swami. It's amazing. So all these details about what happened in the past times, like the malati flowers that fall from Mother Yashoda's hair, because they thought we are so low, and Mother Yashoda is so incredible. What are we doing in her head? Let's go to her feet. And then they fall down. So there is so much poetry and love description in this, you know, in this lila, and it's very special lila. So when we are in parikrama, you hear this lila for 3 nights in a row. And then you can say, how is that possible that this lila can take 3 nights to be told? Yeah, because there are so many details and feelings in discussion, and, you know, about Mother Yashoda's love for Krishna and Krishna's love for Mother Yashoda. Okay, so well, I think can I breathe a little bit? When I talk about Vrindavana, let me tell you something. One time I went to Parikrama without my daughters. I went alone for Parikrama, and this time I think I stayed there. I'm not sure if I stayed there the whole Parikrama or just 2 weeks. No, I think I stayed there the whole Parikrama. When I came back, my daughter told me that I was completely transformed. The whole the appearance, expression, I look somebody else. So my daughter asked me, my elder, but she was that time maybe 15 years old or 16 or something. She asked me, Mommy, Mommy, how are you? I reached Mayapur early morning, and she woke up and then she came to talk to me and she said, Mommy, how are you? And then she said that I look at her like, I'm not your mom. I'm not your mom. I am a Krishna devotee. I'm not your mom. She said that my eyes. Today, my eldest daughter, she did parikrama 9 years. My eldest daughter. 9 years she went to Vrindavana parikrama 9 times. She went to Govardhan retreat with Satyanandana Swami. She became an expert in Krishna Lila. She loves all the kundas in Vrindavana. She knows all the pastimes. She gave a talk in Portuguese, in English, about all the kundas in Vrindavana Dham. This is how she became. So she told me that she looked at me, that I look at her as like, no, this is not mommy. This is a Krishna devotee. I just look at her like, okay, what do you want? But I didn't say that, but she said that I look like I was completely transformed my identity, It was very funny. She said it was very scary. It's just like, oh my God, where is she? Give my mom back. Give my mom back. So it was funny. Okay, so it is 12:35, and can you please, guys, tell me any question or comments that you want to say?
Well, Hare Krishna. Can you hear me? All right. So thank you so much for sharing these beautiful parikram pastimes. It's so beautiful to hear. And I think it's actually more beautiful to participate in it. And we hope to participate in it someday, very soon. So dear devotees, if anyone may have questions, comments, realizations, please you may unmute and go ahead and speak. It appears it's very uneasy to be the parents of the Supreme Lord because the way Krishna was so much mischievous and troublesome. Now, my question is, Mother Yashoda, Nanda Maharaj, they did not consider their son as the Supreme Lord. They just loved him. They just loved him. They did not consider that he is the Supreme Lord. So the question is, if someone just loves Krishna without knowing that he is Krishna, does that particular person get the same results as someone who loves Krishna, knowing that this is the Supreme Lord?
Haribol.
Hare Krishna.
Results, well, this is not difficult to answer, but can you give me one example? Then I can be more accurate in my answer.
Well, I don't have a particular example, but I believe that when Krishna appeared, there may be some people who saw him, they just loved him without knowing that he is the Supreme Lord. Because Krishna is so beautiful, he's so adorable, that it's just natural that you see him, you kind of love him. But these people didn't know that he is the Supreme Lord. So the question is, do such people who see Krishna love him for his beauty or naturally just loving him? Is it the same as someone who knows that this is my Krishna, this is my Supreme Lord, and I have to love him and I have to serve him?
Actually, the goal is to love Krishna not because he's God, but because he is lovable, adorable, because of his qualities, not because he is the supreme controller and can reward or punish, because this is what God as a concept does. It's like you love somebody because you can get advantage of this person, or you can get rewards, or you can get punished if you do something wrong, or because he is incredible, his qualities, because he's merciful, because he's renounced, because he's so intelligent, because he's so funny, because he's a genius, and you would like to be in his presence or have his companionship. You know, like I would say something, I want to say something here, and you can ask your spiritual masters, your guru, and you can ask another people that you trust. But going to Vaikunta is not difficult. Going to Vaikunta is easy. Just by believing that Krishna is the supreme God, you go to Vaikunta. Actually, what I heard from Jayapataka Maharaj in many books that are in India, is that all of us can go and are going to Vaikunta. Krishna is God. We believe that we are going to Vaikunta. But what we are trying to do, doing all the endeavors, like 9 processes, following the 9 processes of devotional service and chanting the holy names and trying to go from Nama Parada and Nama Basa to Shuddha Sattva and chant properly and nicely and be attached to Krishna like that. This is not for Vaikunta, this is for Goloka. So this is the reason why we are doing all the parikramas and listen about Krishna and try to know Krishna, because the goal is Goloka. So Prabhupada made a movement in Chaitanya Mahaprabhu for people to go to Goloka Vrindavana. But Vaikunta is just, you don't want to be in a messy society like that, and you don't want anything from this material world because you already know everything is crazy, temporary, useless. So we don't think if I have a bigger house, that's okay. It's good to have a bigger house, but you don't believe anymore that by having a bigger house and a very good house that you'll be very happy. It's just a big house. We don't believe in this kind of happiness with so much money in the bank and fame and name, blah, 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 and beauty. We don't believe that. We know if I have that, it's fine. Fine, very good, and I can be okay. It's okay. But in the inside of our hearts, we're just like, This is not the goal of life. And anyways, you have a big house, you have family, you have a name, and then your body is getting old and you get sick and then you die. So what's the point? We don't believe in that. By don't believe in that, and by belief and by knowing that Krishna is God, all of us are going to Vaikuntha. But all this attachment that we have to develop, that we are talking about everywhere in the Hare Krishna movement, in Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Radharani, is for going to Goloka. So these few people say, I don't know why, because this is in Harinam Chintamani and other books. And for those who want to know details about Vrindavana Lila beyond the Bhagavatam, you have to go to Gopala Champu, 900 pages books from Jiva Goswami that described very in details what is Goloka. Gopala Champu, Sri Jiva Goswami. They have in Amazon. Okay, so yeah, you can ask this question. You can ask this question to anyone. Is Hridayananda Maharaj said, and I knew it, but he said, you know, devotees, they always want to go to Govardhan. If you ask devotees, where do you want to go? I want to go to Govardhan. They feel very attracted to go to Govardhan, to go to Vrindavan, to go to Mayapur. You ask them, where do you want to go? If somebody wants to give you a ticket right now, they don't say, I want to go to Egypt and see the pyramids. They don't say that. They say, I want to go to Govardhan. So, and then he said, you know why? Because they are going there after leaving the body. And it makes completely sense, because your desires are bringing you to whomever you have inside your heart and mind. Okay, so I'd like to move to Harichakra Prabhu's question and this other Prabhu here, Bhakta Hassan question. Okay, Harichakra Prabhu.
Yeah, Hare Krishna, Mother. Dandava Pranam. Thank you for your class. When you were talking, you made mention that during the Damodara Rat, that was the first time Krishna woke up by himself. That before then, Mother Yasoda will have to think for Krishna to wake up. And then when you were describing that pastime also, you were talking about how Krishna was on the lap of Mother Yasoda drinking milk, and then when Mother Yasoda put him down, this is when he became angry and started throwing stones at the pot. So can you explain it further? Because what time when was Krishna sleeping? When did Krishna wake up by himself? And I want to correct the two. Him sleeping on the lap of the Yasoda and drinking the milk, and when he woke up himself, can you give a further explanation on that?
Yes, okay. This day, she didn't call him Uti Uti Gopala. She didn't. She was doing her things in the kitchen, and he woke up by himself. And then he came, and then he started to push her clothes and say, Mommy, like, I'm hungry. And then she stopped everything and put him on the lap and started to feed him. And then she was there, and it was a very incredible moment. It's described in Maharaj books, both of them, just like swing and sing, and he was... in the book, it describes all the details about how he was enjoying the milk and thinking, look at her, and touching the hair, like very much mother and son moments. And then it's like, oh my God, the milk! And then he was just like, what? Why you did this to me? And then he got very angry. This is described in the books exactly like that, you know.
Okay, yeah. Now I get it. Now I understand the narration now. And
Yeah.
my second question is I was trying to, you were asking Sadi Prabhu when he asked his question that whether he can give example of a particular situation so that your answer can be very specific. The example is, you take example like somebody like Sakuni. We know Sakuni was a very clean. Sakuni was a very like what do we call, what word do I use, like dubious or something. But Sakuni knew that Krishna is somebody, and that's why when Drodana came from Dwaraka, and Sakuni asked him whether who did he choose, and then when Drodana told him that, oh, I chose the army because Krishna gave me the option, then Sakuni said, you are very stupid. You should have chosen Krishna. So it means that even though, despite all the nonsense Sakuni was doing, Sakuni knew that Krishna is the supreme person. That Drodana.
It's mute.
We know Bhishma Dev. Bhishma Dev was we know Bhishma Dev as a devotee of Krishna. But Bhishma Dev knew that this is Krishna. And so he loved Krishna, knowing that he is Krishna. What do I okay? When you say the Brajabasis, for instance, they didn't know Krishna as the Supreme Lord, but they loved him. They loved him unconditionally. So that's example. Bhishma Dev knowing that this is the Supreme Lord and loving him, and the Brajabasis knowing that, not knowing that this is the Supreme Lord and loving him. I guess that should be an example of what Sadi was trying to bring up. The question Sadi was trying to ask.
Yes, also. Yeah. What I'm about to say that maybe a good point there. Okay. Look, for being Krishna's pastimes, nobody can be a conditioned soul. So what Shakuni is doing is a role. It has nothing to do with material bad qualities. There are no conditioned souls in Krishna Lila. That you have to know. So when we see a devotee of Krishna, but they're cunning or they are not good in character, he is a Krishna devotee, and maybe he'll play a bad role like Shakuni when he goes to Krishna Lila. Because Krishna actually, everybody is welcome. You know, so Shakuni is there, and then he has his personality. He has the way to deal with the world, and but he is not a conditioned soul. There, he's not a materialist person. Everybody there they're liberated, but they play different roles. You know, this is what's the name? The beauty of the Lila. This is the reason Lila is so special. Lila is not just funny, interesting, and this like a story. No, Lila has a very, very big psychological meaning behind. You know, all of them, they are devotees, and they are playing different roles. And like Hiranyakashipu and Hiranyaksha, devotees acting like demons, killing the Brahmanas, doing so many things. It's a movie. It's not like really for real, you know, in one sense, but it's for real because Krishna only has these pastimes with devotees of him. And it's just like everybody goes to some adventure with Krishna. And this adventure is not, you know, it's not so much adventure when you just sit down on the throne and then everybody comes and throw businesses to you and say, hey, you're so good, you're so nice, and throw flowers. You know, this is not so interesting. Interesting is drama. Interesting is problem. Interesting is the Pandavas inside the house, you know, taking fire, and then they go to some tunnel, and then this is emotion. This is emotion. So when we just, even in the in ISKCON or in the movement society, we just say, yes, okay, I am, yes, Guru Maharaj, and everything is okay because I want to go to spiritual world, and then I just fake that I am so good, I am very good, I am so humble and submissive. This is not an army. This is an army mentality, not a movement mentality that you just obey and then your life is like, come on, be yourself. Go through life, be purified and be happy, you know, like, and do Shravana Kirtana Vishnu Smarana. Don't fake something that you are not. Bhakta Hassan,
Hare Krishna.
Haribo, Bhakta Hassan.
Hare Krishna, Mother. Kindly accept my humble obeisances. All glory to Guru, all glory to Srila Prabhupada, and all glory to the wonderful assembled devotees. Thank you so much for the wonderful class. The pastimes of Krishna is so beautiful and amazing. People like me, when I hear the pastimes and the experience you go through, we wish we can have the same experience. Now I have keeping this in mind. What do you call it? Tapasya Kunde, no?
Please.
I've recorded it in my mind. I'll write it down because anytime I get a chance to go to India, I want to have that experience too. It's so beautiful. Me especially, I have so much attached to Haridas Thakur, and always in my heart, I pray to Krishna that even if I take initiation, I would love to be called Haridas. And every time I think about India, I think about Haridas. I'm so much attached to him. And I'm so much attached to Sri Damadara too, Little Krishna, because many stages I used to watch a lot of Little Krishna when he was killing the demons and everything. So always I pray to him to remove the demons in my heart so that I can worship him. So my question is, in the scriptures, it is said that God said, if you don't worship me, you go to hell or you're going to be punished. And when you hear the pastimes of Krishna, you love him so much and you want to worship him out of love. So if somebody is worshiping Krishna or God out of fear that if I don't worship God, I will go to hell, and somebody is worshiping Krishna out of love, you know, the person who will worshiping Krishna out of fear that if like he's obliged to worship God, if not, he will go to hell. Is this person still going to have a reward for that? Because it's more like you're obliged.
Is going to have.
He's going to have benefit of that.
Okay.
Yes, because I think if you come to know God, or if you come to know the Krishna, the sweetness of Krishna, the pastimes, you see little Krishna, but you still see that this is my God. You don't see him like he's a little boy or a little Krishna. You see him, you see his belly, is the whole universe is in his belly. You have that, you feel that this is my God. So if somebody is worshiping God out of fear that if I don't worship God, I will go to hell, so I have to worship God, is this person still going to have benefit of that? Because what he's doing is like he's not doing it out of love. It's like he's obliged to do that. This is my question.
Okay, I'll give you Prabhupada's answer. Okay, I think we always have to observe if somebody's quoting Prabhupada, because Prabhupada has so many answers. Especially, I want to say something for you to all of you to analyze. Yesterday, I am in Santiago, Chile, South America, and I am preaching here. I'm giving total of 9 classes. And I'm talking about relationships and how to build relationships and the devotees and, many times we ask questions to sannyasis, they cannot answer. Why? Because they don't have this experience. Like sannyasis, like Japataka Maharaj, he joined ISKCON 18 years old, 21 years old, he took sannyasi. He never worked outside ISKCON. He never had family. So many times we want to ask questions to sannyasis and want them to solve social problems, and then they don't have answer. And they are not obliged to have answers because they don't have this experience. So then they give some answer, and then it's just like it's up to us how to interpret. And according to people's creativity, they interpreted the answer of the sannyasis in many ways, but they don't give so much. Many times they don't give direct, practical answers. Why? Because they don't have this experience. Okay, so we have always to consider that. But the question is, if somebody is worshiping Krishna out of fear to go to hell, out of fear because he was a sinner before, or out of other sin and out of love, what's the difference? You know what Prabhupada said? He said, it doesn't matter why and how you approach Krishna. It's a very good class. Why? He said, because Krishna is the supreme pure. I heard this class 20 times. Because he is the supreme pure, everything or anyone, it doesn't matter the intention or feelings, anyone will be purified by approaching to Krishna. This is Prabhupada's answer.
Wow.
So Prabhupada, and many times you just don't know things because you are not studying or listening. I know you are a new devotee, but I'm in ISKCON 33 years. So for you, it's okay. You are studying, you are going to you don't have answers, you are making questions, that's very good. But some of us, we really need to know better the philosophy. Our philosophy is not fundamentalist, is not fanatic, is not like that. Our philosophy is great and it's for everyone. And I'll give you one more example. This is for all of you that are preachers. Listen very carefully. Arjuna, when the battle of Kurukshetra started, what was he? He was one of the best soldiers, archery and soldiers, yes or not? He was practicing in the night, in the dark, to be the best. That's Arjuna. He was not like, don't practice and say, everything is Krishna's grace. If I fail, it's Krishna's grace. Of course you fail. You're not practicing. You're not training. Of course you're failing. And then you're failing. So, oh, Krishna didn't want me to do this or do that. Come on. Please stop. So, just an example about Arjuna's character. So, before Bhagavad Gita started, Bhagavad Gita means Krishna is talking to Arjuna and give him the knowledge that would be for all humans. Okay? So, he was a soldier. When Bhagavad Gita finishes, what did he do? He shaved his head? No. He put a saffron clothes? No. He changed his activity? No. He continued to be a soldier and he fought the battle. What changed in Arjuna? The consciousness. Now Arjuna is going to his job. Listen very carefully. As a lawyer, as a father, as a mother, as a teacher, as a pujari. as a sannyasi, as a brahmachari, as a vaishya, kshatriya, soldier, policeman, business person. They listen to Bhagavad Gita, and when you finish the Bhagavad Gita, they are going to do the same what they were doing. What changed? The consciousness. Now Arjuna knew what's the jiva, what's karma, what are the three modes of nature, who is God, what is demoniac nature, what is divine nature. This is Bhagavad Gita. This is Bhagavad Gita. The consciousness changed. So one person asked in my last class, NITYA KISHORE, if a person is in a house with and the man or the woman is attached to their families, they're working, they can be more advanced than a sannyasi. I said, of course. We have to change that mentality, because this is not Bhagavad Gita. Your lifestyle or your varna or ashram comes from past lives, is a result of your past activity that you don't know, and then you born, and then you have all these things, and then some people, this is just guna karma. They just I want to be a sannyasi, I don't want to have a family and work for family, and they don't have love for Krishna when they choose that. I'm completely sure they don't. They develop it. And a grihasta who says, no, I want to have a family, I want to have kids, I want to live the life, I want to have a job, I want to work, I want to have money, I want to do it. And then they go to another side. And then both will be practicing. How many sannyasis fall down? How many high people that we thought they were very high, they did bad things? The question is, some very honest grihastas, they were doing the grihasta life nicely, working, paying the bills, and they are more advanced with the sannyasis that took sannyas and then fell down, or not? How much love they developed for Krishna, this grihasta, and this sannyasi, what they're doing right now? They fell down. So we can find advanced people and pure devotees. That's Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's philosophy. In any ashrama or varna. So when we admit that for being a pure devotee, I have to go live in the temple, live everything, or in the end, I have to take sannyasa because I show to everyone and for myself that I have more love for Krishna than to my family or myself or my money or my house or this and this, they're completely wrong. Completely wrong. It's not like that. I know so many devotees, advanced devotees in any ashrama. And I know fallen people in any ashrama also. Sannyasis with problems or gurus with problems, and incredible grihastas. Or even people, that's very funny. They're not doing anything. You know why? Because past lives, they were bad. Like they committed aparad. And then what happened to them? They born in devotee society because they are devotees, okay? But because they did so much aparad, they are unable to serve. They have some health problem, they have some mental problem, or they have relationship problem, and they cannot be active, but they desire. They're just, I wanted to do service, but I can't. But they wanted, I wanted, but they can't. They are punished. Yes, they are punished. And then because they desire so much, when they leave the body, next life, what happened to them? They're serving. And then they have a lot of service. So then in this life you see, you look, and then you see with your eyes that are that are imperfect. You saw some people, they very so much service and they are very good, and some people they don't have so much, but you don't know what happened in past lives, and then you don't know what will happen in the next life. So this is a journey, but we are too much like oh, this life, because we are, our eyes is not open spiritually, then we can understand I am eternal. Listen, this is a very basic lesson. Karma exists. I am eternal. If you apply this, you can understand so many things which is happening right now around you and with yourself. Why I can't do that? Why I can get rid? You know, some look. We have, everybody has strong points and everybody has weak points. And sometimes we think that our weakness is just something that we have to focus and fight and become better. Otherwise, Krishna, look at this confusion. Krishna would not be with us or not like us because we like to suffer. We love to suffer. Sadomasochist. So many things. But this is wrong. Why? Because some of the things that we are suffering right now comes from past lives. Is a reaction. Is a reaction, and then you cannot be free in this lifetime because you are meant to have this pay this reaction in this lifetime. So if you focus in your problems, you'll be very depressed. And this is what happened with so many devotees. They get depressed because they focus on their problems. And then the problems we are not going away in this lifetime. So then it's a useless fighting. You know, in Brazil, we say that this fight is like to do this this is a knife and this is a, punch. Then you do this in a knife. We say that in Portuguese. You punch the knife when you are doing that because you cannot solve this in this lifetime. Some problems that we may have that we cannot solve in this lifetime. Only next life that will be solved. So don't focus on your weakness.
Hare Krishna.
Okay, so
Yeah.
this is a point that we have to consider, to change the consciousness and the varna kiba vipra kiba nyasi shudra kenenai he Krishna tattvaveta se guru hoy. Vipra, shudra, it doesn't matter. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, He Krishna tattvaveta, if you know Krishna's truth, say Guru Hoy. You're a guru. It doesn't mean Diksha Guru with sannyasi clothes and blah, 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 and garlands. It doesn't mean that. The Guru means who can teach yourself and others, your family, your community about the Krishna science. Especially in India, there are thousands of, they call Siksha Guru everywhere, coordinating programs and teaching people and talk to them, and help them. They became expert in some scriptures, something, then just help people, just tell people. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said that. So if we are thinking, please understand, if we think in our minds that, I have a problem with me, I got a problem because I am married, the man especially. And actually, I shouldn't be here. If I was good, very good, I was in saffron clothes, living in the temple, traveling and preaching. If you are thinking like that, so then what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is saying or in Bhagavad Gita is not correct. It's a contradiction. It's a contradiction because it says everyone can achieve the perfection. Everyone, woman, man, everyone, and any varna, any ashrama, Krishna consciousness for everybody, blah, blah, blah. And then we are thinking, no. Those who are dressed in saffron, they have this, they have that, they are more advanced than those. Then the contradiction is there. Problem is there.
Yeah. Hare Krishna. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Mother. Thank you so much. I'm so fortunate to listen to you today. I have done just a lot. So thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yeah, thank you so much. I think 2 or 3 days ago, we had Her Grace Mother Malati, who spoke on this platform. And she shared with us how one time they had a very big pandal for Srila Prabhupada in India. I've forgotten the city. But there was one externally looking crazy drunkard person who just came and then dropped a roll of toilet paper in front of Srila Prabhupada and just walked on. And then Mother Malati shared with us that later on Srila Prabhupada was saying he has already started his devotional service. So this is like what you were sharing. It reminded me when the question was asked whether somebody is worshiping Krishna because he knows that this is Krishna, or worshiping Krishna not knowing it's Krishna. Once you render some service to Krishna, that is all Krishna is looking for. Sometimes the intention, Krishna doesn't even care that much. But you also made a statement which I find it very, very interesting, because I was in a different forum yesterday and we discussed that topic, and you shared it here. And when we discussed it, I was a bit surprised to learn that. So I would like to share it here. It's in the Srimad Bhagavatam. Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 3, text 37-38. It talks about how Krishna appeared in three different times to Devaki Vasudeva. First as what's the name? Prishni, and then second as Kashyapa, and then third as Vasudeva Krishna. So here it says 12,000 years on the celestial planets is not a very long time for those who live in the upper planetary system, although it may be very long for those who live on this planet. Sutapa was the son of Brahma, and as we have already understood from Bhagavad Gita 8:17, one day of Brahma equals many millions of years according to our calculation. Sahasra Yuga Paryantam Ahar Yat Brahmano Viduhu. We should be careful to understand that to get Krishna, this is where I want us to pay attention to. We should be very careful to understand that to get Krishna as one's son, one must undergo such great austerities. If we want to get the Supreme Personality of Godhead to become one of us in this material world, this requires great penance. But if we want to go back to Krishna, Tyaktwa deham punarjanma na iti mam etiso rijuna, we need only understand him and love him. Through love only, we can very easily go back home, back to Godhead.
Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, therefore, declare Prema Pumarto Maham, love of God is the highest achievement for anyone.
Yes.
So, okay, thank you for bringing here. Yes, I thought through it and I read Bhagavatam twice. And I saw this in many statements, but the point is how to develop the love. And he is talking about great tapasya and austerities, and he's saying you just have to love by knowing him because he's lovely. And the best place to hear about him and love him, to hear about him and develop this attachment is in the parikrama, where intensely every day you hear about those pastimes. So the process is Shravanam, Kirtan, Vishnu, Smaranam. Okay, this is the process, and this really works for this age of Kali and for us. When we speak about great capacity for Krishna to become Krishna, for great capacity to get Krishna as a son, it's just like it sounds unreal to us in our condition. This is not, this is there in Bhagavatam as an information, not for a reference for what we should do. This is not possible, but it's not, but we just come to know, oh, look, this is what she did to get Krishna as a son in this time of the year, in this planet, like that. Okay, so I have to have a class in the evening here,
Yeah.
and now I'm doing something else because I am traveling. And thank you very much for the opportunity. I put here in the chat that we have a Kirtan course online. So if you want to learn how to play harmonium from zero, how to lead Kirtan, please sign up for a demo class to know how it works, and then maybe what's the name in the future you can sign up for a class. Don't do like Sahadeva that paid and never came, and I always invite him to come and he never comes. Don't do like him. Sahadeva. I get you, Sahadeva. Everybody can learn to how to lead Kirtan, and always I'm thinking that this class I want to lead Kirtan before, but then you put Prabhupada, never happens. My harmonium is with me. My harmonium is with me here. And
Wow.
yes, because I told you, come. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Shri
You see, you miss. I started from zero.
Yes. You made it. You made it. So
Okay.
we thank you so much for making time to be with us today, even though you are very busy, you're traveling.
And
Yeah, we really appreciate that you were able to make time with us. And dear devotees, we humbly requesting you all to kindly unmute, and we all chant Hare Krishna Maha Mantra to express our appreciation to our revered speaker and for Krishna bringing us all together. Jai. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
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 Hare Hare,
Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Hare
Rama,
Rama,
Rama
Rama Rama,
Rama,
Rama
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Hare.
Hare Hare.
Vancha kalpatarvyascha
Patitapasamudipayascha Vacha
patitanam
Patitanam
pavanebhyo
Pavanabhyo
Vaishnavibhyo
Vaishnavibhyo Namo Namaha.
All glories to a grace to take it to Devi ki jai.
Jai.
All blessed Assamud Vaishnav devotees. Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna Africa ki jai.
Hare
Haribo.
Hare
Jai. Hare
Krishna.
Krishna.
Hare
Have a good day. Viva.
Hare Krishna.
Jai Shri Radhe. Jai Yashoda.
Hare Krishna.
Bye.
Salika Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Okay, I have the. Oh, sorry.
You are still online. You are still online on YouTube.
Sorry, I'm driving.